All right, we're straight into game 3. They're giving me no time to rest, no time to get my voice back whatsoever. So we might be struggling a little bit in this last game here, but we'll hope that the old lungs keep up and the old vocal cords keep strong. We have side flipped now. This time we have Team Hardcore on the left-hand side as blue team. We have Team Grievous here on the right-hand side as red team. See the Zillion ban again. We see the Mordekaiser ban again. I expect to see a Skarner ban as well. We see the Singe ban coming through, probably a Darius as well as on Team Grievous' side here. And then I would expect a Skarner ban to come out against Xand here from, so I'm guessing Darius and Skarner would be last two bans here. I think they should keep that Skarner down. That was a very, very strong one. It's a problem for your ADC, and as you saw, playing through the ADC seems to be the strength for Team Grievous here. I think, or Team Hardcore. No. Team Hardcore, yeah, they flipped sides again. Man, throw me off. I actually have them correct now. It's Team Hardcore and Team Grievous. I actually have them on the right side for once. So yeah, Draven man, that makes sense. Zillion, Singe, Draven, that's, pretty normal from what we've seen so far from these teams. And I would expect the Skarner ban here. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. There it is. Okay, cool. Just like we were expecting as far as the bans go. And let's see what the picks are. I'd like picking up the Jinx again. The Jinx was great for you. You don't get a pentakill on a champ. Oh, wait, no. They picked away the Jinx. I like that even more, actually. We saw the Jinx, I think, in game 1 for Morbius here, and I think that he's totally fine going back to it for a game 2. I like that. Take it away from Connor. You've seen that he's very comfortable on that. You've seen the impact that it can have. I called it from like 10 minutes in. It was the Jinx show. Protect that Jinx, let her get that 3rd and 4th item online, and she's going to be pouring out the damage. What did she do? She poured out the damage. And I would love to see what they answer it with. They answer it with Aphelios, a very similar ADC as far as like their capabilities of those late game crazy teamfight pentakills go. I love that it ended with a penta. That's just great. You love to see it. I love the Poppy getting in there, getting the penta, not taking, getting the penta ready, but making sure not to take it away from Connor there, Kirebo. And I do like the Aphelios here into the Jinx. Those are very similar. We saw that matchup again in game 1. When, again, that could have been anyone's game. The bot lane was very, very even. We see the Thresh coming through. I love Thresh. Thresh plays very nicely with Aphelios because Aphelios is very immobile, and that Lantern can get him out of a lot of sticky situations, while Thresh also just providing a lot of CC and good team fight for your team overall. So love that. Let's see, what will we have come through here? I don't see us picking a early mid laner. Yeah, but I was about to say, grab the support, the Sona, that's pretty good. The Sona gets hit with a hook, she's toasted. That's the problem. You got to play really, really smart, really, really safe. And we're going to have an Aatrox coming through. I was about to say, that seems a little bit unlike you, Vronti. What are we going to see here? I wouldn't mind seeing you pick up your jungler here. It seems like you've got a pretty deep pool from what Meshi can play from what we've seen so far. And we're just going to absolutely Chad Camille, blind picking the Camille, saying, you know what, I don't have a counter pick anyway. Let's get something into my pocket before you get a new round of bans on me. I like that. And we're probably going to see a bunch of bans targeted at the mid lane coming through here in just a moment. Unless they want to go ahead and pick themselves up their mid laner, which I don't think you want to do. Going to grab a Cho'Gath into that Camille. Okay. Camille's got max HP true damage, and Cho'Gath has a lot of HP, so I'm not sure how that one's going to go. We're going to see the LeBlanc ban, might see the Akali ban. I think the Kiana ban would be reasonable, but they're able to deal with it in the late game anyway, so I'm not sure that they're that concerned with it, but Akali could be a good ban here too. I would likely see a Veigar, probably Xerath as well. If they remember the Xerath games from last time, it was very, very annoying. He plays that character so safe and so smart. It's just very, very frustrating to deal with. So I would like to see the Xerath ban coming through, but maybe they'll prioritize something else. We'll see. A Zac ban. Okay, Zac is just a good ban. I don't know that they've seen anyone on the team play it, but I have been saying that Nick Morbius should pick up Zac because Zac is so good. He fits so many comps. If you're starting out jungling and you don't know what to play and you're not sure what to pick Zac. Zac is so good. He does AP damage, which is it's a really nice to have an AP threat in your mid lane, in your jungle right now, especially when mid lane has a lot of 80 champions going to it because of that. Youmuu's Ghostblade is so strong right now. You're seeing a lot of assassins in mid lane and in jungle a bit. And so Zac, he's a little bit risk averse. So, not risk averse, risk tolerant because you've got that passive where you turn into the blob, so you can be a little bit aggressive early. You can slingshot in and do those early ganks to impact the lane. You're also tanky, so you can initiate, you can skirmish. I really like Zac for an early game jungler. Let's get back to the picks here though. We did ban the Xerath. I like that. The Zac ban I was a little bit hung up on. I like the Poppy again. Poppy's good, works well into the Camille as well. Also then limits the effectiveness of some of the characters that they could pick up here for Hobomaniac. Given that the Akali and the LeBlanc, they did ban the LeBlanc though. The Akali is a little bit awkward with all those dashes she had. Poppy definitely makes that a little bit harder to play. We see the Kha'Zix coming up. That's going to be difficult into the Poppy. You're going to have a hard time with that, especially with the Cho'Gath being there. You don't have that many assassination targets, but Kha'Zix is very, very strong right now. You can definitely still get some work done on that character, but you are counterpicking yourself a little bit into the Poppy. But for the power you're getting from that pick, I don't mind it. Kha'Zix is very strong. I think it's pretty good. Okay, we're going to breathe for a second. We'll have 3 minutes to breathe, maybe, unless I keep talking. They really just rolled up straight into the next game as soon as the last one ended and I was done casting, so I had next to no break. And the Malphite, okay, they're actually going to take the Malphite for Xand. It finally was not banned against him when he wanted it. They've got this into an Annie, it looks like. Okay, Annie. That's not bad. At least you're not picking an AD champion into it. I think overall they've got some decent tools to deal with the Malphite. We'll see how annoying it is, though. I think that's the main thing with the Malphite is that it's just kind of annoying, especially as an Aphelios. Aphelios is going to be feeling the pain this game. Oh, I feel for you already, Kirebo. You got a Malphite trying to jump on you. You got a Kha'Zix trying to jump on you. You got a Camille trying to jump on you. And they're all so much better at getting onto you than you are getting away. So maybe Omja can keep him safe with these lanterns, but it's going to be tricky because he's got his work cut out for himself a little bit. Let's see. So in the mid lane, we have Annie versus Malphite. It's going to be pretty even. Malphite's going to be throwing Qs early. Annie's going to be throwing, some stuns and shielding some of those Qs. It'll be a little annoying. I think my favorite Malphite as far as the poke goes early, but it's going to be harder for him to CS. Annie's CS is pretty reliable, pretty steady. That should be probably favoring Annie, but I don't think she has a ton of kill pressure on the Malphite either. Jungle, why don't I start in the middle? Let's go to the top lane now. The top lane, we have Camille into Cho'Gath. I think it could really go either way. I think that the Cho'Gath is going to annoy the Camille a little bit with this kit, but I think that Camille has the damage to deal with a Cho'Gath, especially before he starts getting all those stacks going. So it'll come down to how they fight early and how the junglers can really swing that either way. But I can see that going either direction. Cho'Gath's pretty beefy, has some tools to disengage, and Camille has the damage, though, to rip through somebody even as thick as Cho'Gath, because holy, max HP true damage coming through. We have the jungle. We have the Kha'Zix into Poppy. Talked about it being a little bit of a counter pick already for Mod Morbius here, unless, never mind. They've switched things up a little bit. That's true. I didn't notice that at first. We have Malphite on Xand. Therefore, Xand isn't jungling. It's Kha'Zix on Hobomaniac. Okay. Hobomaniac's pretty spooky with the Kha'Zix. I know Nick's been learning it as well, and he's been practicing it lately. That's why I thought it was him, because I've seen it on it so much lately. But I do also like Hobomaniac on it. Again, like I said, he wants to go invisible and kill you. That's what he does. That's all he plays. Even Viego, one of his other characters, goes invisible. This man's obsessed with the invisibility. Oh man, come on, Drew. All right, and then so we have the Kha'Zix into the Poppy. Again, a little bit of a counter pick, but I think that what you gain as far as the pressure on the Aphelios and the Annie goes is pretty good. The Annie's gonna be a little bit tougher to assassinate. If she's got that stun up, she drops Tibbers and then can kind of burst you. But if he's able to swing in and out of these fights, that Aphelios' life is going to be very, very difficult. But the Poppy's gonna be pretty good against him, and there's no way he's assassinating Cho'Gath unless he gets a massive lead. Which, hey, you good. Kha'Zix is very strong right now. I've said that. I think the Sona's a really good pick. I think they did some good work for them in the first game. I think that really scales nicely, especially with this Jinx. That's going to scale really well for you. And then the Malphite's going to be pretty annoying in those team fights. So we'll see. This could really could go any way. And we're going to mute for a little bit here and run to the restroom, I suppose. Because they're giving me no breaks. There's go. Oh, and we are back just in time, right as things kick off, and we're going to drop our spoiler bar immediately, and we're going to get our timers on, get those timers on, get the scoreboard up, and get ourselves in the correct order. We are nearly there on this one, just a couple little moves. Okay, and this one is a little further away. It's okay. Boom, 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 and we're good to go. All right. So let's see. On the right-hand side, everything is pretty much as we expected. I guess the Annie pick is a little bit unusual, actually. I don't think I've seen Epic Bro Moment on that. I like that change of having him be on a champion and get in there a little bit more. The Azir was able to come through, and they had a few good ults in the very end of the last fight. I should have complimented him a little bit more on that one than I did in the previous, because early on, I was saying that a lot of those ults missed. He was getting beat up a little bit by that Kiana, but in those late game team fights, he was able to play those pretty well, and we had some big ults. That ulted the Kiana into the Poppy, and bang, 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 dead. That's probably where things really started to turn around, is getting that Kiana out of the fight. They let them swing it, stopped the soul from getting taken, made it so the fight didn't go bad and they lose the soul and the Baron potentially. So well done there. I want to give you some props on that Epic Bro Moment. Bacon, as he's known in the chats. And so yeah, I'm very curious to see how this game goes. I'm very glad that we went to a game 3. I always want them to go to a game 3, so you know who I'm rooting for in a game 2. The loser of game 1, of course, because the best of 3 is just where it's at. Whew. And we have had no stopping, non-popping, stopping. I want rock mid. Okay, it is rock mid. Cool. All right. I think that she was thinking maybe it was Cho'Gath mid, and she was going to be against the Cho'Gath. Camille. Yeah, I don't know what he's saying. Rock mid. I don't know what he's talking about. It was never going to be Camille mid. I don't know what that's about. But hey, just a little bit of banter, I suppose. She's ready for the rock. She wants to rock. Big beef. That's him saying he has beef with everybody. All right, and let's see how this goes. So early on, we have the Poppy starting out at her blue, the Kha'Zix starting out at his red, pathing down towards Krugs. So pretty standard start from both of the junglers here. Top lane, I think this will be a little bit more skirmishy, less all-in fighty. They both have teleport, neither took ignite. They're probably not going to be trying to kill each other quite as much as they have been in the past games, though I'm sure Camille's going to want to kill the Cho'Gath before he can start getting those stacks going. So as we see there, a pretty decent trade for Camille. That's going to be how it goes for a little bit early on until we've got the disengage from the Q and the W from the knock up and the silence there. Ooh, and that is a tanked hook. That might be a dead. You need to flash early if you're going to flash there. He's just going to walk it off. He says, I'm not dead. I'm totally fine. I'm not going to cleanse it. I'm not going to flash it. I'm not even worried about what just happened there. And we have the game freeze. The game pause. I don't know what's going on with that. Well, never happens in spectating. I never had that happen otherwise. And we have here the Diff hitting the W. I think this should be a dead Camille here. He's got the flash. He took the flash and he doesn't quite get it. His, I think his autos ran out. Either they ran out or he got the third one off already and didn't have that empowered one. Yeah, Kha'Zix, I don't think you want that fight, buddy. Yeah, you see that stun and you back off. That's a good call. I like you looking, because if she did throw that stun into a minion or something, then you could make something happen there. But good on Goose to keep his Jinx alive there. He took a lot of that, a lot of the hits there in the end, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked that Morbius Nick did not blow either the flash or the cleanse. If I were him, I would have cleansed as soon as that hook hit me, because I would have thought I'd been dead. But he had faith in his support, and he had faith in his own stats to just tank that one out and walk out of it. Alright, we have both of the junglers finishing up here. Poppy's actually a little bit ahead in the clear here. She's one camp ahead at the moment, having done a full clear bot and a full clear towards top now on her Krugs. So that will favor her a little bit. Both junglers being behind a little bit. I think the time that the Kha'Zix spent in mid there is kind of what cost him in that clear speed. But not going to be too far behind. I think if he's able to snack this scuttle up for himself here, he'll probably look for that before his Gromp, and they'll go back for his Gromp afterwards. That was a pretty good hook. I take a small amount of issue with that. Ooh, that was a very late cleanse there. You got to flash early if you're going to flash. You got to flash the one. I'm sorry. You got to respect at that point. Either you cleanse that hook or you flash early, but the cleanse came through. It feels like you were kind of feeling like you could walk out of that one again. And we have a gank coming through here top. This is probably going to... this should favor them. I think you stay and fight this. I assume Poppy's W was down there, unfortunately. Should probably use it for the move speed to get in. But yeah, you got to either cleanse that or flash it sooner. You got to respect it at that point. You got lucky on the first one to walk it off as well. The second time is just not going to happen. That hook was unfortunate. I feel like you thought that was to the side, and it looked a bit to the side. It just barely nicked you, I think, unfortunately. That's just kind of how things be with League. And we have another gank here from the Poppy, trying to just get in here and punish this Kha'Zix. He's saved his W this time. I think he's a little aggressive for you. Okay, he just flashes it. Okay. Flash or flash out of the jungler there, and once again, you're seeing all this priority given to these top laners. They want to start snowballing this, but I think the Cho'Gath being out of mana here is really why this is difficult. I think they were trying to fix the wave here maybe a little bit for him, and that's why the Poppy was maybe going a little hard, but Malphite's over here looking for something. I don't think you need to be up there, Malphite. No, you're up in CS, so you're actually doing totally fine. You've got the wave. I mean, he's got the wave frozen here a little bit, so go up there, try to make something happen, but without having ult, you're not likely to get too much going on for yourself there. Overall, fairly low action other than those hooks landing in bot lane. Unfortunate. Luckily, the Jinx keeping pretty even on CS still. If you can start dodging some of these hooks a bit better, I think we'll be pretty well, but he's so far a little bit of a magnet for him. But it happens. That second one was pretty unfortunate. That was a little far to the side. I bet you're pretty mad about that one, and I understand. I understand. It clipped you with the side of it. It's unfortunate. But that's alright. You can get yourself right back in this game. Like we saw, Jinx is never out of the game. Okay, pretty decent farm lead extended here from that wave into bot lane, but overall, aside from that, pretty darn even. 800 gold ahead for Team Grievous here with that first blood under their belts. Definitely going to see where these top lane and mid lanes end up going. They definitely have less kill pressure overall until ults are online for both of these teams in both of these lanes. Early on, we had, Hobomaniac on that LeBlanc and Hobomaniac on that Kiana. Once they hit level 3, they're going to try to all-in you. They hit that Ignite, they try to get in there. We had, Ignites in the top lane with that set, and so he's a little bit more kill-happy up there. And why are we freezing up, game? What's going on? Is this an actual pause? No. What's going on? I don't like that. That's new. Well, I mean, we've seen it happen a couple times, but it's never happened twice in one game. Okay, dodge the hook. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, just focus on getting this wave here. You did well to shake that one off. Grab that wave for yourself. And let's see what these junglers are going to do. That's where this is going to come down to, is where did these junglers first make an impact? The Poppy was trying to get down there in the bot lane. I like the idea, but they're already pushed pretty far up. They had the vision on you, so they're not going to fall for anything. Kha'Zix's there to kind of cover in case things got spicy, but he's going to go back, fall back, and I think his red's probably coming up here. Oh, nope, never mind. It's going to be a little while on his red. No. What? It's got to be 14 seconds for his red. It's on the wrong side of the mini-map, though. But it's got to be 14 seconds. Yeah, his red is about to spawn, but it's weird that it's on the right-hand side there for the left-hand, red buff. Oh, that flay went right between those two. If you aim that a little better, maybe you get something going for yourselves. But Jinx still has flash. You could probably get out of that. Both ults are online now for the mid laners. We see the Kha'Zix hovering by, trying to make something happen. The Annie's, yep, as I say, the Annie stun is down. This is your time to go, and this should be a kill on the Annie. She gets the shield up. It doesn't quite matter, and it's actually better that you got that money onto the Kha'Zix over the Annie there, or sorry, over the Malphite there. That's what's going to happen. Once you hit 6 in these lanes, one of the two teams is going to try to all-in with their jungler, because none of them quite have enough damage on their own to get there. But with their jungler, they can do it. Good timing on that Kha'Zix, taking advantage of that first Malphite ult. You're going to see that a lot. You're going to see the Malphite ult come up, and he's either going to roam or somebody's going to come to him. They're going to sync up for those and try to make something happen. We have the Hex Flash out of the... Oh my goodness, that one's even worse than the last one. All right, see that? I like that. The earlier flash, the cleanse, maybe you didn't need to cleanse at that point. I think most of the CC was out, but you got to respect it this time. You can't give up another kill here. You'd be too far behind at that point. Top lane, small CS advantage, but we've got a big wave coming in here, so it should even back out. Bot lane here, we're going to see some more hooks coming out, I'm sure, and just... Okay, going for the Snake Eyes play on the Sona there. I like it. We see Poppy pathing down here to try to help out and see if they can maybe get a dive going down here. Nope, just going to back, grab yourself some items. How much gold is she holding on to? Holding on to only about 800 or so, but maybe you can get yourself a pretty decent buy. Maybe some boots for yourself, unless you're going for the free boots. Hard to say. The Poppy ended up staying, and they're bringing down the Annie here. This could be a big dive. They see it coming, they smell it out a little bit, and they drop the ward there. That could dissuade this. I'd love to see the Malphite pathing down here to try to help this out. I know you want the wave in mid. Okay, that's actually even better. I like the teleport coming down here from the Camille. It's going to be a little bit too late, but they're going to trade back to Thresh at least. Sorry, not the Camille, from the Malphite. My bad. I assumed it was the Camille. So actually, alright. I do like the Malphite coming down. A little bit late, unfortunately. Without him having the ult, he can't do too much back, but at least they trade the kill out there. They get the money onto the Malphite. That's not too bad. It's nice that your Sona didn't get it, so you can get that money onto your carries. Definitely having a little bit of a hard time here in the bot lane for Nick Morbius so far. That early first blood, those hooks just being magnets for him, that is pretty tough. You gotta... I don't know. He bought early boots. I like that play. Buy the early boots. You're getting hit by hooks. Give yourself the extra mobility. Jinx, scales pretty well with just attack speed early on. That you're not going to be hurting your damage too much, and let yourself dodge those hooks a little bit better. And then we have the early dragon picked up here by the blue team. Unless the Malphite does something psychotic here and ults in and steals it, which would be just insanity. Don't even try it. Don't even try it, sir. He tried it. Oh, he tried it too late too. This is not good. That's not what you want to see. This is going to be a dead Malphite and some gold. Oh, they're pushing towards the wall. You can flash over now. I think you saved his life there, Dameshi. I think you pushed him close enough to the wall that he's able to get out of that. But that being said, I think you didn't have too much damage at that point anyway, so maybe there just wasn't too much you could do regardless. We see the Yomu's Ghostblade finished up by the Kha'Zix here. He's going to start to be pretty scary. Let's keep our eyes on where he starts to roam to. And let's see what this Annie can do when her ult is back up. Her ult's going to be up pretty soon here. She doesn't have a ton of mana, but I think that if she gets her ult up here, she might be able to get a kill on this Malphite if he sticks around greedily. Up in top lane, things are pretty dead even. That's, the Cho'Gath's a pretty good pick into this here. He can stall out the early game. Camille will eventually have enough damage to deal with him once he gets that Divine Sunderer online. She'll start to do a lot of damage to him. We'll see that once that comes through. She's going to start hitting like an absolute truck. But overall, we got Kha'Zix coming down to probably clear. I like clear Raptors, clear Krug's gank bot, or just come here with your Malphite as that ult's coming up soon. Not quite up yet. I think you want to wait. I think you want to wait to go in until your Malphite's ult is up. And you've got, probably, 35 or so seconds till it's going to be back up, give or take. I think that's what you want to wait for here. Let's see, do we have the timer on it? 41 seconds, even longer than I thought. Do we have the Herald? Is that it? We're coming to drop the Herald then. That makes sense, that makes sense. Woo! Like I said, yep, if you've been able to get off here, you didn't have Ignite. Yep. If she had Ignite there, I think the Malphite dies. So once she had it up there, I think that she's got a pretty good shot at killing that Malphite. That actually might favor them there because the Kha'Zix just got solo plates for those 2 plates that dropped because the Malphite backed up too much. I don't think he's going to get any credit for those. So I think that's actually a lot of gold onto the Kha'Zix. That's kind of a win for them. I think if Kha'Zix has flash here, this Annie might be in trouble. If she drops that stun, I think this Kha'Zix could flash on her. But he's not going to wait for her to drop the stun. He could just hold it. Go off, clear those, clear your bot lane, probably back, because I'm guessing you have a lot of money in your pocket right now. Oh, not that much actually. Okay, so get it from the plates, but he just bought things. He just finished that ghost blade, so I like clear Krugs, clear Raptors, clear Krugs. Come gank this bot lane. This bot lane's a bit ahead. It'd be nice to get them, back into it a little bit. This Cole's about to pop for the Aphelios. It's going to be a good chunk of gold on him. They have the ward here, which is going to spot him out here, but I think if he's ready to go in here, if they have a good engage, if they really want to force this, they could flash ult have the Sona flash ult and make something happen. But I think you should have just cleared your Krugs first before trying to look for that because your Sona wasn't here yet. I think you need both players in this to get there. If they can get a lane gank going here, maybe they can get something for themselves. Seeing the Poppy about to rotate up towards top here, trying to make something happen on this Cho'Gath. Things could start to turn here on the in the top lane. We'll see if that ends up happening or not. We see the Kha'Zix positioning for this. It's going to be hard for him to get in. And it seems like the Camille's playing this pretty safe, so there's not going to be too much happening there, it looks like. So let's take a look at this bot lane here. Maybe they're going to make something happen. The Malphite's rotating up. It seems like maybe he's smelling out this top lane dive that they're looking for. And he's keeping an eye. He's got vision on this Poppy, just looking for him, keeping eyeballs, and they're going to collapse here with this Camille. Okay, nice W. I think you're probably still toast, but maybe, just maybe, you can ult them out of that. Do you have the Poppy ult? Nope, but Annie with the stun, Annie with the Tibbers. And then he flashes over. Okay, they actually managed to get him out of there. The Cho'Gath rotating around. The Camille now has to flash away. She doesn't have any mana. That's unfortunate. And the knockup doesn't quite hit there. Cool, all right. And then the bot lane, the Kha'Zix wasn't able to make a gank. He's going to sneak in here and try to look for this blue buff. Seeing that the enemy jungler is top lane, he's like, I can steal away this blue buff. Bot lane smells it out. They see him on the ward, I imagine, going in. Either this ward or this ward, spotted him out while he was doing that. And they see him rotating into that jungle. And they go and save that blue buff. Nice play for them. That's some good team play there. You have a wave you can sit here and farm, or you could save your jungler's entire blue side. That's a really nice play for them. I love that for the Poppy. Not for the Poppy. I love that for the for the Poppy. Yeah, he was in the other jungle. Yeah, I said the Poppy, and then I saw Poppy in this jungle, and I was like, wait, hang on. All right, we have a fight going on up here in the top lane. We have Camille having finished Divine Sunderer. She's like, hey, Cho'Gath, I got Divine Sunderer. You want to feel how this tastes like? You want to taste my Divine Sunderer? Ooh, knocks him out of the E. That was such good timing out of that Cho'Gath knockup. If that did not happen, that Cho'Gath was dead. But you saw, she finished her Divine Sunderer, and suddenly she hits like a truck. Also, it's a bit of an AP-ish Cho'Gath. I don't mind it. Cho'Gath scales pretty well in this. I would like to see some tanky items built after this. I don't want to see you go too heavy into that AP Cho'Gath build, but I don't mind the Rod of Ages. That's fine. And let's see, the Kha'Zix has a pretty big advantage here. He's up, 30-ish CS, has his first item finished. I'd love to see him make a big play here. I think that's what they need to get this bot lane back into it or something, but overall, the gold is dead even. Couldn't ask for more out of a game 3 here. Is a dead even game coming into the 14-minute mark where plates are going to drop. There's 2 plates going to Camille here. That's going to actually swing the gold a little bit in favor of them, but 300 or so, not a huge deal. And look at this. This is Poppy now, Meshi here, reaping the rewards that his bot lane sowed for him with that nice little invasion prevention there. Just that little bit. All you do is walk over. You don't have to try to fight him. You don't have to really threaten him to say, hey, I'm here. This isn't free. You want to do this? It's going to be a little dangerous. He sees the writing on the wall, knows you can't steal that away, backs off, and then he's going to get himself into a bit of a bad spot here. Oh, never mind. He's going to ult them both away and just say, hey, you know what? I'm okay. And then bot lane rotates up to try to make something happen, but the Aphelios is there again to cover. They realize their team's too far away because of that ult, and they're going to get themselves out of there. I think you need to back off here, Meshi. I think you're a little too low to try to make something happen here. Dragon is spawned, I know, and that is very aggressive out of the thresh there. I think you might want to not do that. We do have the Sona ult still. The Sona ult here can make a huge difference. The Tip results, I don't think it stuns anybody, but it gets in some damage. We have a big Aphelios ult coming in to just deal some damage. We have the Malphite ult is down, but we have the Sona ult still up, and the Sona ult gets some CC in there, pretty good, but doesn't quite save them enough. And the Conor is able to pop off pretty well here on the Aphelios. Doesn't quite get enough damage in from the Jinx to get a kill there. Both the Poppy and the Aphelios ended up being very, very low, but ended up being a good team fight. I think the Thresh went in a little earlier than maybe his team was expecting, but they were followed up pretty well, and they had the Cho'Gath rotate down, the Cho'Gath rotated down to be there for that fight, which is pretty meaningful. So nice on Healer Diff to be down there for that. He gives up his entire top turret for it, basically, but I think it pays dividends for his team in getting those kills and getting that dragon. This Aphelios is going to be very, very scary now. 303, he's probably up a solid chunk of gold on this Jinx. Oh yeah, he's up like 2,500 gold nearly on this Jinx now. That's going to be scary, but he steps out even a little bit, and Kha'Zix is eating him alive. So that's the scary thing right now for Kirebo. I've got to stop using people's like real names because you don't necessarily know what that applies to. But then again, most of the people watching this are the people in this game, so they'll know. But still, you know, I want to try to make it as view-friendly as possible. Whew. So yeah, this is going to be, for a while, it's going to be the Aphelios show here. And like on the Jinx, Connor's able to be very capable of carrying this game. But it's going to come down to, can this Kha'Zix find the angle to snack on this Aphelios' life? Can he eat him alive like it's nothing? I see the Herald being picked up here by the Kha'Zix. I like that a lot. You know that you are very strong. If anybody comes to contest you, they're going to have to bring 2. And so I like this a lot. We see the plated steel cups on the Cho'Gath. That's a good pickup. You know, that's very, very effective against the enemy team. But I want to see where he builds next. I want to see tanky items coming through for him. I don't want to see more AP built in here. If you see something like a... No, that's a mythic. I don't know. If you see anything else AP coming out here, I'm not going to be super thrilled with the build. I don't think it's what your team needs. We see the Cinder, the Balmy Cinder picked up here. It means he's going tanky. I love that. That's what you want to be doing. I like this. Okay, cool. That's going to be a good Cho'Gath build for his team. And we have they're trying to drop the Herald here in mid lane. Croc, that's mid tower. They decide to back off though. Decide that there's a bit too many here for them. And the Cho'Gath rotates again. I like what Tom is doing in this game. You know, he's grouping up a little bit more, like in game 2 where he started grouping up a bit with his team and trying to like. Even though he might be struggling in lane, because now his Camille is able to fight him, he's able to try to convert his strength into the other lanes a little bit. I'm liking that a lot. We have Kha'Zix looking for a bot gank here. I like this. We need to snack on that Aphelios. We need to get that Aphelios down, get that kill onto the Jinx, get the kill onto the Kha'Zix, and we're looking pretty good. He's worth 2 kills worth of gold, a little bit more than that now. I think he just ticked up to a 400 gold bounty. It seems like they might be smelling it out here. They seem like they maybe do. They grab the lantern there. I think they probably didn't see him coming, but they might sense it coming. It's possible that the Sona and the Jinx are finally being aggressive. Oh, they don't see it coming at all. They don't know it's coming whatsoever. They're going to jump in here, and that is a very, very dead Aphelios. They get the money onto the Jinx, which I like a lot for them. That's a lot of money. That's good money spent. The Thresh went in not knowing anything, thinking it was clear because he was sweeping it, and the Kha'Zix was waiting in the one brush that they couldn't see. Alright, cool. That should be bot tower dropping here. It definitely is with that Herald being dropped. I think it goes down even without it. Though they're juggling the aggro here a little bit awkwardly, but they're able to get it. Get the kill onto the Kha'Zix there, and he grabbed this bot turret. I don't think the Shelly even charged, so I think that she will be full HP and get a second charge here. This might be a tier 2 turret, which is going to be a lot of gold swinging in the way of Team Hardcore here. Definitely good to get that Jinx back in this game. Get her that shutdown money is really, really big. And as we see now, we've got a 2,500 gold advantage now in favor of Team Hardcore. They've been edging towards a little bit of an advantage for a little bit here. I'm kind of sad that they didn't stick around and get this bot tower. It's very low. It's going to drop to minions. Okay, thank goodness. All right, cool. I was worried they didn't get that for themselves. That's worth a lot of gold. Shame that we got the local gold there, but that's okay. Definitely a little bit risky to overstay there, not having vision through most of this part of the map here. Alright, let's check our gold advantages here. We have top lane is about a 500 gold in favor of Camille. Not too bad, pretty even, and Cho'Gath is getting himself some minion stacks, I'm sure. That's pretty good. Jungle, we definitely have a big advantage, 2,500 or so on the Kha'Zix. That's just sheerly out of the kills for the most part. A little bit of CS as well. And we see it once again, the Camille is fighting the Cho'Gath. She's like, I've got Divine Thunder, I can do damage now, I'm moving real fast, I'm dodging your Qs. And then they're just going to back laning because they're both kind of thick, not really able to do that much. A little bit awkward there. I think the Aphelios rooted the Sona from walking into the Thresh hook. I think it was on target until she suddenly stopped moving, which is unfortunate. Just a little miscommunication there, I imagine. But pretty close game overall. Again, small favor in favor of Team Hardcore here, but we've seen them in the lead in most of these games, and that's not necessarily going to remain that way. Let's say that at the very least. Ooh, Meshi, just because you can doesn't mean you should. I think you might find yourself in a bit of a difficult situation here. You did not ult away the Kha'Zix, but we've got the Annie coming in to potentially stun you away. We didn't have the stun. We now have the stun. And the Tibbers drops, and he's going to die to the Ignite. Nicely done. Big shutdown onto the Annie there. That was good support from the Annie. Way to see that fight coming, and way to immediately rotate to help your friend out there. Otherwise, that is a very, very dead Poppy once that Kha'Zix doesn't get ulted away, because now she's isolated. And here we're seeing the Divine Thunder damage coming in through again onto this Camille, and we see Goose running away there. Let's see, I think we're probably going to see a fight in the mid lane coming up here. We do have the ult up on Malphite. I don't think you're strong enough to one-shot this Annie, though. Let's go back to the item page here. We went for a tankier Malphite build. Okay, I kind of like that. I like that. I mean, you know, the one-shot AP Malphite is really fun, but you see that your team needs frontline. Your Camille's not really frontline. She can be a little bit bruisery, but you need a true frontline for your team, especially with how far, behind the, like how important this Jinx is, and how important your AD carries have been in these games. I think that going for the tankier Malphite build is really good. Just support your team, let the ADCs do their thing, and be an annoying force still, an unstoppable force at that. Unfortunate that the Sona got hooked, but I think that they can turn this around for themselves anyway. Yep, the big shutdown there onto the Kha'Zix. Oh man, that's gonna be a lot of money there. Thresh, you need to get yourself out. I don't know if you can. There aren't any camps to jump to. They're starting up the dragon. We have a teleport coming in the middle of the pit here from the Cho'Gath, and we have the dragon that should be snacked on by the Cho'Gath here pretty easily. And we have the Camille coming down too. This is going to be a bit of a brawl. This is a 4 versus 5, but oh man, it's going to be a jump onto the W from Poppy stopped the jump. That's huge. The W from the Poppy stopped the jump onto the Aphelios. Now the Aphelios can kite back a little bit. The Malphite is down. We have a big fight going on here. A lot of damage being traded back and forth. We're going to see some of the Sona value here. They're keeping this team alive. They're not going to quite be going down here. You guys might just need to get away with what you can here. You got the dragon that's putting you on soul point. That's really, really big. I think you back off. You take the small win where you get it and just accept that you're not going to get any kills. That's unfortunate, but at least your Aphelios got out alive. He gets to keep farming. He gets to keep experience, and he doesn't give some gold again to that Kha'Zix. That Poppy, just the edge of that W clipped him as he tried to jump over the wall there, and that is huge. Are we going to see a Baron play here? We are. They're going to go straight for Baron. This is ambitious now. I mean, they're ahead gold, but they have some pretty low HP bars, and everybody's about to be up, but they know the jungler just spawns. That's what they're going for, is they know the Poppy was dead. If Team Grievous can sniff this out, which seems like they can, they might be able to make something happen here. It's just going to be a little too late, I think. The Annie could try to make something happen. Annie tried to go for it, but that was... sorry, not Annie. Thresh tried to go for it. That's a little bit ambitious. They might be able to get a kill on the end of it here. Okay, nice Cho'Gath knock up there. They're able to at least punish one on the back end. They do trade away their support slide for it, but they kill the Kha'Zix, and I think that's pretty well worthwhile. Unfortunate that they couldn't do too much about it. Really good play. I like the aggressive play on the Baron. Last time we saw that the teams were a little bit, hesitant, a little, went after the Baron a little bit more gingerly in the first the series we had on this channel here. And I like that aggressive play. They see the jungler's dead, go, just go. We got it. We got the numbers advantage. We do it fast enough. Get there, take it. We're good. That's going to be a big gold advantage swing there by grabbing the Baron. The soul point here is going to be a scary thing, and going to be a very big fight here coming up in 3 minutes. Because if Team Grievous can pick that up, that's Ocean Soul. Ocean Soul is going to be really, really good to help counteract a lot of that Sona healing. Oh my god, you see the Aphelios damage from such a range? We have the Sona Sun come out. He gets the Annie. Doesn't really get too much more than that. The Cho'Gath knockup hits 3. Poppy then yeets a bunch of minions out of the way. There we go. We have the Jinx picking up a kill. This should be another kill then, because that Jinx is excited now. She doesn't quite go down to the Aphelios. Gale Force will actually pick up the kill on the Jinx there. Oh my goodness. That Poppy barely lived. That is unfortunate for Jinx. Good play on the Aphelios to keep himself in that, and keep himself in range to make something happen. Those Cho'Gath knockups are rough though. A 3-man Cho'Gath knockup is pretty rough. We see Kha'Zix is trying to make something happen here. He knows that it's clear, and he knows that the team's a little bit low there. If that Poppy steps a little too far up, once that W fades, he could jump in there, but I think you're going to have a hard time going for much, and you get the... Nope. You don't do enough damage to the Poppy. That is a very tanky Poppy, sir. He's played his Seal Cops, he's got himself his Iceborne Gauntlet. He's a little beefier than you think, and he wasn't isolated. That's a big thing. If she was isolated there, she still gets snacked on. But... unfortunate. It's difficult for the Kha'Zix there. That's not a position where he really excels as a champion. You want to be trying to pick these people off. They're really grouped. And because teams have started to group a little bit better, the Kha'Zix is going to be harder to make effective, right? If you can catch this Aphelios, farming in a side wave and catch him off guard, you can definitely kill him. But it's going to be hard to do that. I like the Edge of Night picked up. There's some very important spells to dodge, especially with that the Poppy ulting you away, or the Annie dropping Tibbers on you. It's a very good pickup as a second item here to mitigate some of that control they have over your agency and getting in and out of people. Okay, we're going to see the spell shoot probably popped here. Yep, there it is. Okay, Xand, you know, worst case, he can ult out. He's not in too much danger here. He's got the team to support him. Good stone ult there. I don't think we want to really follow it up. Yep, just take that as it is. Burn the cooldown for that. Save the cooldown on your Malphite ult. And just get it out of there. Malphite didn't have flash, so we would have had ult out, and that's not a big deal. We have a bunch of people posturing here in the mid lane. We have Camille farming up that Gromp down there. We'll see what pressure she's able to apply. She's got herself that Ravenous Hydra, which will help her push even faster here. We've got her kind of looking for a little bit of a flank, maybe, or just stealing away this blue buff. Definitely a little bit greedy to be stealing away this blue buff, but it doesn't seem like anyone's wise to it, oddly enough. So she's going to be able to do that. That's pretty nice for her. That's pretty nice. A little bit of a level there. And she's jumping over. Okay, I don't think you wanted to just jump over that wall completely blind there, sir. Jumps, drops the ult there to dodge some stuff. The Poppy's going to try to ult her away. She says, no, sir, I'm going to flash that. Sorry, no, ma'am. Goose is getting himself a bit of a pickle there, but he should be able to heal up a little bit as long as he survives. Big killer for the Jinx. Gets himself some excitedness. Unfortunately, the Aphelios is doing a significant amount of damage. This is, like I said, the Aphelios show for a little bit here until they're going to be able to deal with it. I don't know that they're going to be able to deal with it for a while. It's going to be, I think, on the Kazakhs to catch him out. They do now guarantee themselves the Ocean Soul, I believe, with that. 17 seconds it spawns. They've got their Cho'Gath alive. They got their Jungler alive. That should be Ocean Soul. And I think that this one, it's close. You know, the gold is favoring Team Team Hardcore here still, but I think that Team Grievous is with guaranteeing themselves this Ocean Soul is going to be pretty scary. That being said, once Elder starts spawning, it's anyone's game. Whoever gets Elder is going to absolutely steamroll the following fight, and this Aphelios is looking scary. I know, Nick, you've struggled, you know, you've talked about how challenging it is to play against Connor's ADC, just because he feels so clean and so strong in it that it can feel oppressive at times. And he's showing that this game, but you're still in this yourself. You're pouring out some good damage too, and I feel like in the other games you've kept him at pretty even parity here, which has been pretty good. You've been playing a nice ADC. I like the Jinx here, and I think that as soon as you get your third item here, you'll start to do some work. I know you're going to be struggling to get the damage onto this Poppy, this Cho'Gath, and this Thresh right now. All three of them having those plated steel caps. That's the problem with the Kazakhs and the Camille and the Jinx all being your threats. Is because the Malphite didn't go for an AP Malphite build, they don't have any big AP threat to deal with. Yeah, Sona's going to do some good damage. Yeah, Malphite's going to get some out there, but you have no big AP threat, and so they're just going to be stacking that armor. It's going to be really hard for you until you pick up that Lord Dom. So good itemization to get it third. I think if you went for like the standard third item on Jinx, which is generally the either Phantom Dancer or Runon's Hurricane, I think if you went for either of those, you'd be in a really rough spot here. So good itemization on getting that Lord Dom's building now. As soon as you finish that, you're going to see some pretty good dividends being paid. Ooh, that was a bit of a dicey engage there from Goose. Don't walk into the cage. Don't walk into the cage. I think you probably want to back off here a little bit. Just a little bit too far up on the Sona there. You're pretty darn squishy. You got to respect that a little bit. The flash hook onto the Malphite here to take him out. That's pretty nice. And then the kill going out of there. We have the Kazakhs jumping onto the Poppy here. Again, there's so much armor built on these that I think you've really got to just pick your moments. It's so hard to do because they're grouping really well, but you've got to find a way to get on that Aphelios or that Annie maybe. Even the Annie is difficult. It's really the Aphelios is probably the only one he can really reliably assassinate here. Camille showing her strength here. It's showing that she doesn't care how tanky this Cho'Gath is. She's going to melt him down anyway. She's going to E onto him. Ooh, misses the E, but it shouldn't matter. The cast. Okay. Oh my goodness, he turned it around. He turned it around. That was unfortunate. Camille thought that the Cho'Gath would go down to that Q2 there, and he didn't quite. Taking an extra tower shot there was unfortunate, and it lets him get in the ultimate range for that feast coming out of Cho'Gath, feasting on that Camille. That is very unfortunate. That is possibly Baron going to be going over now to Team Grievous here. Okay, I think that stole away the blue buff for the Jinx. It sure did. All right, nice Jinx rocket. I like that. I like that. Is that what you were going for, or were you trying to check Baron? I think that's what he was going for, because they had the ward there. It's a nice timing on that Jinx ult to steal away that blue buff, deny a little bit of experience, and get a little bit of a boon for yourself there. Let's take a look at the gold and everything here. Been a little while since we did that. We have the top lane about 1,000 gold behind for the Cho'Gath. Not too bad though. You're seeing the Kazakhs. He's up 3,000 gold nearly, but he's having a very hard time converting that advantage. And that's because the triple AD comp coming through here, meaning that they can just stack that armor and make his life a little bit harder. He can shred through a lot of it with the 80 items he has with that Youmuu's providing a lot of lethality. He can do a lot of damage, but it's just harder. It's just a little harder, and the fact that they're grouping pretty well is making his life a little difficult there. The Annie's starting to pull out a little bit of a lead here, only 600 gold, 700 gold or so, not a ton, but meaningful at the very least. The really scary thing is this Aphelios. Look at that gold. That is nearly 14,000 gold on him right now. That is a lot. He's up about 3.7 thousand. It's 2.7, sorry, 2.7. Let's not get crazy with it. 2.7 thousand over the Jinx here, which is a lot of gold. That's probably an entire item, basically. Yeah, he's got 3.5 items completed, while she has about 2.5. We really need to see that Lord Dom's coming through for the Jinx here. I think if you can buy a little bit of time until that comes through, you might start to look a little bit better here, but it's going to be, can this Kha'Zix kill this Aphelios? That's really going to be what it comes down to. Camille is, beating up on the Cho'Gath a bit, but as we saw, he can fight back. He can fight back. If the Camille missteps a little bit, it can make a difference, and he can get there. We're going to have Elder spawning in 2.5 minutes here. Baron is still up. Nobody's really putting anything onto it just yet. They're trying to get onto the Sona here. Committing a decent bit for it. I think that if they are able to get out of this, they'll be looking pretty good. They don't quite get the Sona to the wall on the Jinx. Jinx's flash is up. Jinx just flashed away. Oh, you need to cleanse that. Ooh, I think you need to cleanse that hook there, sir. I think you need to cleanse that hook just so you can get in damage. We see the, Malphite ult coming. It doesn't quite miss. He's just out of range. That's unfortunate. That might cost him the game right there. I know what you want. I think if you go for that, you do get the kill if you hit it, but I think that missing it is just really unfortunate, and maybe you shouldn't have gone for it at all. But I know why you did. You want to get that Aphelios kill. That's so much gold. That's 1,000 gold if you kill him. I get what you're going for. I get why you're going for that. That totally makes sense. But the fact it didn't pay out, he's back to full HP immediately. Look at this, man. He's like, it's just red gun and then the Sona healing. Like the red gun and the Sona healing, just so much healing. That's going to be away the Baron here. Unfortunately, they lost 3 members. The Kha'Zix is really struggling to convert his advantage in this one. It's so hard for him with how they're playing here. With the Aphelios being pretty strong, with like, if he's got, red-white gun, he just can't get on him and kill him fast enough, because Aphelios is going to kill him back even harder. I think he might still be able to kill him depending on his guns. He's got enough gold. He's got the items to do it. 3 items completed with probably a Shirelda's coming in here. Shirelda's Grudge coming in through here. But this is a very, very strong Aphelios for sure. Jinx is doing good damage. She's got that Lord Dom's finished. If a fight goes badly, Team Hardcore is definitely capable of taking a fight here. But they definitely have their backs against the wall a little bit here with this Ocean Soul being on them. Just going to make them that much harder to kill. It's going to be mitigating a bit of that advantage that you have of the Sona healing up your team and like making the longer fights go your way. The Ocean Soul is going to mitigate some of that and make the longer fights favor Team Grievous a little bit more than it might otherwise. The Elder Dragon spawning in about 20 seconds here. It's going to be really, really hard for them to fight this. We see the Malphite backing here, getting ready for the fight. We see the Annie jump onto the Jinx and flash ult her, try to get the kill there. Doesn't quite get the kill. Will go down to about half HP herself. We'll see her healing up here from that Ocean Soul pretty well. The Jinx now needs to back up, re-heal here. They're going to get this inhib and then drop back to the dragon. And I don't know how you can test this dragon. They've got such good vision here. Look at this just chain of wards they have through all of it. If they happen to go through the bottom jungle here, maybe they can get a little sneak attack. But they might just try to be ending it here. And one misstep from Team Hardcore here, and the game could just end. This is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for Camille to really show her advantage here. And like I said, it's been, a big advantage on the Kha'Zix, and he just hasn't been able to convert it. They've got open inhibitor now. They're trying to get on the Aphelios. The Kha'Zix W is blocked once again by the Poppy. They're yeeted back to base. As Aphelios is able to back up, heal up. A lot of cooldowns down there. They use the both the Sona ult and the Malphite ult and the Kha'Zix ult, and it comes to nothing in the end really there. We have Kha'Zix jumping onto the Aphelios. Can't quite kill him there. He gets stunned up, and then he's killed. Yeah, that's the problem, is that the Aphelios is just a little bit too strong now to go down, and this is going to end with a victory for Team Grievous here. Close game in the gold, but just able to swing it back. They had the early game advantage in the favor of Team Hardcore, but the all AD comp just meant that they could stack armor, made the advantage on the Kha'Zix a little bit less meaningful. Made it so that gold that he had in his pocket wasn't worth as much as that might normally be. As weird as that sound, gold is just gold, but it just wasn't going as far as that might normally. Those items he was picking up, those big power specs he would be hitting, not quite as effective when you can't isolate targets and they have a ton of armor. When you do isolate a target, if it's a Cho'Gath, if it's a Poppy, if even the Thresh, you could probably kill the Thresh, but the Poppy and the Cho'Gath just biting him a bit too much, making a bit too strong of a front line, able to protect that Aphelios really, really well. They did a great job keeping that Aphelios alive. Connor did a great job, Kirebo there, keeping himself alive in those fights while still pouring out damage. It was, Jinx was able to do a good bit back, but it was definitely a little bit harder for her there to pour out the damage as well as the Aphelios there could. And part of that was the gold advantage, and part of it was also how well the team played around the Aphelios. The Poppy pick really, really good against the Kazakhs. I was talking about it in the pregame when they picked it, that he counterpicked himself a little bit there. And you saw that one fight that happened over near the Dragon Pit here. That one fight where it just clipped him. He was on the very outer edge of it, and it clips him, grounds him, and doesn't get him onto that onto the Aphelios there. Huge difference maker. That lets the fight swing completely around and make a huge difference. You saw at the end there, he tried to get in, got blocked by the Poppy W. It's so difficult for that Kazakhs to get in. It's just, the odds were stacked against him. He had a big gold advantage, but because of all the armor, because of the Poppy counterpick, because of all the CC, because of the tankiness and the grouping that was done here by Team Grievous, it was just very difficult for him to convert that advantage into anything. Great best of 3 series. Love that we go to a game 3 again. Really tight games. There was no big one blowout game this game. A really good comeback in game 2, and then a pretty decent comeback in this one, though this one was a little bit more neck and neck for the most part, I think. Game 2 was pretty even too, actually. So overall, 3 really great games. Hope you enjoyed watching them. I certainly enjoyed casting them. Till the next time, have a nice day.